Welcome to this episode of Ambitious Hippies. I am your host, Courtney Weaver. We have a very special episode today. Today is an interview that we did while we were in Peru with our tour guide, Omar. Omar is not just a tour guide. He is a professor and a historian and an author. So when we were with Omar, we spent about 5 days with him. And on one of these days, he shares the story of his experience doing ayahuasca in the Amazon jungle as a teenager with a shaman. As Michael and I were hearing this, we were very excited about where we were going. We were headed to one of the villages outside of Cusco in Peru. We thought, this is great. But as he's telling this story, I'm looking at Michael whispering, do you think he would let us share this? Because it is such a phenomenal story. And he agreed to let me interview him and ask him questions about his experience. Not only that, this is the day that we were getting ready to head to Machu Picchu. So he's also going to break down his theory on Machu Picchu, give you facts about Peru and the culture and the people and the history that is there. It is such an incredible, informative, insane, there's a lot of adjectives here, story. I am so excited for you to listen to it. I will continue to connect with everyone that I can when I travel and share them with you. I'm going to create just it's like a fantasy draft is what I'm doing. It's like a big Rolodex of who you need to know when you are traveling to different parts of the world. I want to make sure that I'm connecting with the absolute best humans that can provide you with a truly authentic experience and why you are traveling to these places. So I'm creating a big giant list. You can grab that list. If you want to, just tap the link below in the show notes. I will continue to update, and I'm always going to give it to our community first because I appreciate you listening. So with that being said, oh God, I love this interview so much. Let me know if you like this interview. This is the interview that we did with Omar in Machu Picchu, sharing his experience with ayahuasca and a little bit more about what Peru has in store for you. Enjoy.
My name is Omar Aragon Acuña. I am a professor. I'm working as a tour guide as well for 25 years, sharing all my experiences with the people that I met, and after I met, we became friends. Well, I really like to share all my knowledge with the people that want to open their minds and learn more about my culture, the Incas. I grew up in Cusco. I was born in Cusco, and I met different people in Peru because when I was little, my mother used to take me to different parts of Peru because she was a teacher at the beginning. And well, the teaching system in Peru is when they start with the teaching, they go to the rural areas for 4 years to teach, and they move. So that's what I was doing with my mother. So I was in the Amazon jungle, I was in Lima as well. I saw a big city of Chiclayo, Trujillo, and then I came back to Cusco, where I fell in love with the mountains, and I realized that this is my place, the mountains, the Andes. So then I studied history in the University of Cusco, called San Antonio Abad. I spent 5 years there studying. That was one of the most beautiful parts of my life, because that was the time when I changed my life. I didn't have an idea of the person that I became, really, because when I was little, I was a different person. I was a person that didn't take care about the life. As many people were telling me, I was a waste, really, because I didn't do anything. I was too spoiled. My mother gave me too many things. I am the youngest one in my family, so I was too spoiled. That was a big mistake that my mother and my father did, giving me everything. So I was doing bad things. I was a naughty boy, really, bad boy, doing terrible things with my friends, drinking alcohol, consuming drugs as well. When I was 14, 15 years old, I know how to play guitar, so then I had a rock and roll band where I was having concerts almost once a week. And when we were training, drinking, smoking pot, and doing bad things. I don't know really how I finished the school because I never studied. So when I was in the high school, about the third grade, in high school, my mother was the principal of the school. And even then, she spoiled me too much. Remember when I was drunk with Hanover in the morning, supposed to go to the school, my mother was telling me, stay at home, son, stay at home, don't go. I'm going to talk with the teachers to let them know that you are sick. So don't worry, stay at home, take this money for your hair dog, just for 1 beer or more, your ceviche as well, we know that is good for the hangover, and stay at home. Well, that was what my parents were doing to me, to spoil. So then finished the school. Then I did the test to qualify to get into the University of Cusco. Back then it was very competitive. Even now, I think it's very competitive to get into that public university because it is one of the top 5 universities in Peru. And many people from different parts of Peru comes to Cusco, try to get into that university. It's very tough. Remember, we were 700 students looking for only 21 seats at the university. It was very tough. I remember that when I saw all the classmates in that classroom, I didn't have a chance because I saw very smart guys. Some of my classmates that they were very good studiers, but I was not. Anyway, so I said, I'm wasting my time here. Anyway, my parents paid this for me. But when I saw those pages, all these questions, I got dizzy. I almost lost my conscience. I fall asleep in a check. So that was amazing because the professor, he was checking all the students. There was like a 20 or 15 minutes before the test finished. The professor woke at me and saying, hey Omar, hey student, wake up. Look at, you didn't put even your name on these pages. There are many students outside that they couldn't get the seat where you are because they didn't have the money. Your parents paid this for you. At least write down your name on this test. Well, that's what I did. I wrote my name, then I saw these questions. They were with multiple options, marking tests. So then I have a dice in my pocket. So then I started to roll my dice, and then I started to marking. So in less than 15 minutes, I answered the 100 questions. Then I gave to the professor saying goodbye, no chances. So then I went out, I went looking for my friend to drink. We're drinking all night long. But here in Cusco, if you get a place in that university, you make a big deal because everybody knows about it. Radio stations, TV channels, newspapers, they announce your name. They put your pictures as well in TV, announcing your name, saying that congratulations, you are the future of Cusco because you get a place on the university. So then I remember I was going back home late night, drunk. So then when I arrived to my place, I saw a lot of cars parking outside, loud music coming out. Then I said, nice, the party continued, And then I get inside my place and everyone there were my friends. When they saw me, they said, hey Omar, finally you came. Congratulations, you get a place in the university. Then I said, what? Are you teasing me, guys? This is not possible. I never studied for this. There were 700 very good students, and this is impossible. No way. So my parents, they were crying. Some of my friends, they showed me my picture, my name, they recorded in the radio announcing. That was amazing. Couldn't believe. Anyway, that was a big party. Next morning, I went to the university to check my name. Yes, indeed, it was my name. I was in the place 14 out of 21, 700. That was amazing, But then at the university, it was worse for me because there I met more people. I met different things, different drugs as well. And then more presentations with my band. So even there at the university, didn't go to classes. The professors didn't know me, never show up, never. I was doing just a social life with all the students there. So then at the university, I had a girlfriend that her name was Margarita. Margarita was from the Amazon jungle, and we were in love. We were making plans, to get married, to have a building of 3-story houses, one boy, one girl, one cat, one dog, these kind of dreams. And then she said, Omar, would you like to meet my family? They live in the Amazon jungle, and you have to talk with them because we are going to get married and so on. Okay, then I said, yeah, sure, why not? So then we went to the Amazon jungle, a region called Madre de Dios, Madre de Dios, with a beautiful river, Madre de Dios and Tambopata. So then we were there drinking, talking, So on one of these days, Margarita told me that if I want to meet a shaman. And she said that I think our shaman is going to help you, because I see that you are a very important person, Omar, so he's going to help you. Would you like to meet him? Then I said, yes, why not? So next morning, we took our machetes, with rubber boots as well, because in the jungle there are snakes and so on. So with our machetes, we were making our path, walking in the woods for 1 hour. We didn't get the house. So then I said to Margarita, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, I really want to drink a beer. Let's go back to the city, please. Another day we can meet the shaman. Okay, Omar, yeah, well, you are thirsty, let's go back. So then we turn around. When we were walking back, then suddenly we saw the house of the shaman next to the path that we were walking on before. So then we saw each other and said to Margarita, Margarita, we passed by here, but the house was not here. We didn't see the house. Yes, Omar, yes, I realized about it too, but that is the house of the shaman. Let's go. Okay, well, we didn't put much attention to that. We went to the house, we knocked the door. A very special person, I would say now, opens the door and saw Margarita, and with a surprise, he said, hello, Margarita. So long time that I didn't see you. How is your father doing? How is your mother doing? They are doing well. And then the shaman turned his head, and then he saw me, and he almost shaking, he pointed me, saying, are you Omar? And I said, oh my God, Margarita, did you tell him that we were coming? And Margarita said, no, look at, we are in the middle of the nowhere. There is nothing, no telephone, nothing here. Oh my God, then I turned my head and said, yes, sir, I am Omar. And then the shaman said, Omar, finally I meet you. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Come in, please. Oh my God, I started to shake. Then I said, whatever you say, sir. I get inside. So then the shaman saw my eyes, my mouth, my ears inside. And then he said, well, Omar, you are not ready for this ritual that we are going to do. It's not good to drink beers in the morning. It's not good to smoke those cigarettes that you have in your pocket in the morning either. And I have my marijuana cigarettes in my pocket. I had a beer that morning too. And then he said, well, Omar, you are not ready. You have to go back to the city if you want, or if you want, you can stay here with me for 5 days at least to clean up your body about the toxins, the alcohol, and the drugs that you put in your body, at least for 5 days. And I said, well, I would like to go back the city, and I come back in 5 days. And then the shaman said, okay, Omar, before you go, please, come back alone. Don't bring Margarita. Forget about her. And I said, why? I mean, we are in love. Yes, Omar, I know about it. I know that you are in love. I know that you were planning to get married. I know about your three-story building house. I know about your boy and girl, your cat and dog. I said, what? How do you know this? I mean, we were making this plan, just Margarita and I, nobody else. And then he said, I know everything, Omar. I know that Margarita is not for you. Margarita was just the tool to bring you to me. And she accomplished. After these sessions, you are not going to feel anything against Margarita, Omar. She was just a tool. You are going to forget about her. But I see that you have a flower in your life. But it's not Margarita yet. But you will have your flower. Okay, well, I went back to the city of Madre de Dios. I was very conscious about that because something was telling me that I have to do this. So then I was just drinking water, no smoking, no drinking beers, no eating spicy food. That's all the advices that the shamans tell you what to do. So then after these 5 days, I went back to the shaman's house, and there were 6 people waiting for me. Plus me, we were 7. So it was a very special area, very special that the shaman set up. They got decorations, ornaments that make you to go to a different level. Amazing. So then the shaman, he make us to make a circle around him, and then he stand in the center part, and he told us these advices. This is the time when you are going to face your internal demons. Your big fears are coming out now, and this is the time when you have to face them. I'm going to help you, he says. I am your guide. I will be here in the center part, so please be focusing me. If you are not focusing me, your souls may stay in the spiritual world, and your bodies will be like a zombies here. So please, be focusing me. Okay, so then the shaman gave us this drink called Ayahuasca, which is a very strong hallucinogenic vine. It is a vine that grows in the Amazon jungle. Actually, Ayahuasca in the Quechua language means the vines of the souls.
The vines of the souls.
Vines of the souls. And those are climber plants that they are over 500 years old, because these climber plants, they strangulate trees and make them disappear. Yes, hundreds of years. So those are amazing, an amazing plant that the shamans, they collect this in the jungle, and they do this kind of ritual sessions to help people to change their life. So anyway, so the shaman, he prepared this ayahuasca and gave us this drink, a little bit. It was just a small portion. So it was a bitter drink, and the shaman was telling us, hold it, hold it, hold it. I know that it's strong, but hold it, please, hold it. Then little by little, I started to swallow, bitter, bitter, bitter. So then the shaman started to make noises with his mouth that they call them Icaros. Those are really chantings, no, but with noise. So there were these kind of noises for me at the beginning. And then little by little, I started to hear music on these noises. I started to hear trumpets, guitars, trumpets, violins. Oh wow, very nice. So very soft music that I making close my eyes. So then there was a moment when I opened my eyes, I saw the shaman that he was wearing an amazing outfit, like the Macau, no feathers, blue, yellow, red, non-black, moving, very nice. Wow! I said, my God, how this is come? Yeah, amazing. Then I turned my head to see the people that we were around the shaman. So as soon as I saw these people, they became in bushes. Bushes, 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 bushes. What? Shake my head, then I rubber my eyes. When I saw them, these bushes became in snakes. Snakes, snakes everywhere. Then I started to feel snakes in my body, in my shoulders, some snakes coming out from my chest, like this. I got scared. So then I saw, in seconds, I saw the shaman that he was not wearing the Macau costume anymore. He was wearing the snake skin, no costume, like a snake. Moving, getting close to me, moving like a snake. And I saw how he stand in front of me, and I saw how he opened his mouth. And then he tried to swallow me. And I felt that I was inside of something, because I felt pressure in my arms, in my chest, that I couldn't breathe. That was not a nice feeling. Maybe because I was not focused on the shaman. I was checking the people, wow, I was very curious. So then I felt everything then. I felt like dying, horrible feeling. Then I saw my life as well in seconds. I saw myself when I was a little baby crying in the floor with a blanket that I had. I recognized that blanket. Later I asked my mother, who was that baby, and she said, Omar, that was when you were baby. You fall off and that's why you have your nose like this, when you were baby. Oh my God. Then I saw a girl jumping the rope with a big scarf in her neck. Later I saw my daughter doing that. Those were the deja vus that I have on those visions. My second daughter playing volleyball, my little son playing football, soccer. Didn't know who were these children. I was only 17 years old when I did that session of ayahuasca. And I saw these children, oh wow, amazing. Then I saw the people that I thought were my friends, like the dealers, the ones that they were selling me drugs. They were calling me brother, hello brother, my brother, the kind of things. So then coming through the left-hand side, they were getting close to me, very friendly, but then they took a knife hidden in their backs, and they were trying to harm me. Oh my God, stones, other friends coming through the left-hand side. But there were moments when I saw my family, my real friends coming through the right-hand side. And I felt their energy. They were getting close to me. They were touching my face. They were petting me. We love you, we love you. They were telling me those things in my ear. That was very nice. At the same time, the bad people on the left. So that was the moment when I choose my best friends, my good friends, and left them the other behind. So then I felt like an energy taking me to different areas. I saw so many different things. It is amazing, all the things that I saw. And even nowadays, after 30 years, I'm still seeing those things. I still have the jabus. Well, anyway, so then horrible feelings, terrible feelings. Then I felt that someone was shaking my body. Shaking my body. Then I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I saw the shaman in front of me. He was the one shaking my body, and he asked me, Omar, are you okay? Then I said, no, I'm not okay. I see snakes everywhere. Please take all these snakes away from me. And this is when the shaman said, snakes? Well done, Omar. Well done. You catch the knowledge of this mind. You can throw up now. That's what I did. So when I threw up, I saw 4 rocks, black rocks. They were quite big, that they were inside of me. So when I saw these black rocks, and I asked to the shaman, what is this? And the shaman said, Omar, those are the toxins that you are taking out. It's working very good on you. I am impressed, he said, because people have to try 3, 4, or 5 times at least to see and did what you are doing now. You are very special, Omar. But I see that there is one rock missing here because this first one is of the cocaine that you were consuming. This other rock is of the marijuana. This other one is of the alcohol. This other one is on some other toxins, other drugs that you were mixing. But Omar, there is one rock missing. You may still have one rock inside of you, but I think that will come out one day. I'm pretty sure of that, Omar. You are very special. Don't forget me because I won't forget you, Omar. You are gonna change your life. Don't smoke, don't drink ever again. Well, I said, yeah, well, nothing. I was going back to Margarita's house, so I didn't feel anything different of me. No, then I was saying, well, nice, no, another drug in my list. Ayahuasca, very nice, yeah. So then when I was going back Margarita's house, different feelings was coming to my head and my heart. Then I wanted to see my parents. I was so desperate to see my parents. So when I get Margarita's house, I said, Margarita, I want to go back to Cusco tomorrow. And then she said, but Omar, your flight is in 1 more week. Yes, I know, Margarita, but I want to go back to Cusco now. Sorry. Well, she understood and said, okay, Omar, we can go. Next morning, came back to Cusco, saw my parents, crying. I hugged them, saying, Daddy, Mommy, so sorry, all the things that I did. I'm going to change my life. I'm sorry. And then they said, yes, Omar, we heard that so many times. Yes. Go to your room. So then I get inside my room with different feelings. And then I was so tempting to do something else. Then I saw a marijuana cigarette that I had a big bag of marijuana. So then I took the cigarette, turned on. As soon as I turned on, I smelled that smoke and I started to cough really badly. For half an hour, coughing, didn't stop. So then then come down. After half an hour, I said, okay. I was very addict. No, then I said, oh yeah, we'll try one more time. So when I turned on again, I started to throwing up very bad. And that's when another rock came out of my body. Well, what is this? I didn't know at that time. No, the shaman didn't tell me of that rock, but this is the other rock that he was telling me. Oh, okay, well, amazing. I saw the bag of marijuana. Oh, something horrible. The feeling that I had was horrible about the marijuana. So I took the bag and I put it in the toilet, flushed the toilet. I have like a little bag of cocaine as well. I didn't want to touch it. With the tweezers, I took it and to the toilet as well. No, well, okay. I turned on my TV, video game. I got bored. Okay, turn off. What am I going to do? So then I saw a book. Oh, very nice. So then I took this book and I started to read. And it was about the Egyptians. I didn't realize that I spent almost 2 days, 48 hours reading that book. Didn't realize. I really enjoyed. I never read a book until this. Never. So then, after almost 2 days, I heard the knocks in my door. My brothers, my family, they were concerned. Omar, are you okay? You didn't come out for dinner, breakfast this morning, lunch, Omar, are you okay? Oh, then I waking up, said, oh, yes, guys, sorry, yes, I'm coming out. So then I went out for lunch. So my two brothers, father, mother, were having our meals, quiet. Then I said, hey, guys, did you know that in Egypt there was a pharaoh with the name of Akhenaten who was trying to introduce a new religion with only one God? But it was very hard for him because, there were several gods, many priests as well. So there was like a religious bureaucracy in that area. So it was very hard for Akhenaten to introduce this God, all these kind of things. And my family, they started to sing each other and said, who is this guy? Who is talking? Omar, are you okay? Yes, guys, so this book is very interesting. Very nice. Okay, well. So and after that, every day, I was coming with different histories, different cultures, family, different things. I started to go to the university. I learned how to say no as well. Because then I had calls, saying, hey, Omar, we have this presentation, or we have this new stuff coming, Omar. I said, sorry, guys, no, I have to go to university. Even those guys, they were saying, hey, sorry, but we want to talk with Omar. I said, yes, I am Omar, guys, sorry, cannot anymore, goodbye. Fuck, then I started to go to the classes. Remember the first day I went to the classroom, and the professor was calling, the list of all the students, and he didn't call me. Then I raised my hand and said, "Excuse me, professor, I am your student as well, but you didn't call me your list." "Okay, so tell me, what is your name?" "I am Omar Aragon." "Omar Aragon, Omar Aragon, oh, yes, you're right, this is not in my, ah, I remember you. Yes, I've been calling your name for almost 3 weeks. As you were not present, I thought that you maybe were dead, so I just took you out of my list." "Oh, profe, sorry. Sorry I didn't come because I have all these problems. So I assure you, I will come every day. I will sit in front." "Okay, okay." So he put my name with his pen. Okay. So then every day I was going. So a volunteer always, me. I was very volunteer. I was not shy anymore. No, I really wanted to learn. I really wanted to change. So then I didn't drink much, no more. Uh, each semester, the professor were giving us some time off, like a little holidays of 1 or 2 months. Didn't want to take these holidays. I was talking with the professors, saying, "Please, can I go? Can I go to the other classroom? No, I really want to learn more. I really want to finish the university fast." And the professor said, "Yes." No, they saw how I was, very well motivated. I wanted to do everything. And they were helping me. Yes, then I finished my career in 5 years. That usually takes 7 years. So then when I started working as a guide, of course, I was telling what we read in the books, about Machu Picchu, what is Machu Picchu, and so on, until I started to open my mind as well, thanks to the visitors, thanks to you, that you come, that helped me to open my mind, really. Because thanks to you, I can see these things from different point of view. No close mind as many Peruvians are.
Yeah.
No, so as I mentioned, I developed this new theory of Machu Picchu. That I think Machu Picchu was an Inca university, one of the Yachayhuasis, as they were calling in Quechua. No, Yachayhuasis was the houses of the knowledge. No, so many Spaniards were talking about these houses, but they didn't find these houses. There were not these houses in Cusco. No, so in my theory, in my opinion, I think that Machu Picchu was built in this area just to keep this place in secret. No, not many Quechua people during those times knew about this university, because in this university, this was the place where the children of the kings of the conquered kingdom get educated. And as we know, during those times, the kings were gods. No? And you don't supposed to teach a god. A god supposed to be born with that wisdom, with that knowledge. So that's why I think that they built this university in this location, far away from Cusco. There are no ways to come to Machu Picchu, no, beside the Inca Trail. Nowadays we have the train and so on, but the Inca Trail, Sun Gate, that was the only way to get Machu Picchu. No, so the high elites of the Incas, they need to have a lot of checkpoints, control points to stop the people in different areas. No, we know that Spaniards, they wrote many books and they mention about the Inca trails. They were going to different cities. Spaniards gave us the descriptions of the Inca cities that they are not anymore. They don't exist anymore. They disappear. No? But no one of these Spaniards mentioned the name of Machu Picchu. Not even the Quechua people. Machu Picchu was forgot for about 400 years, up to 1911. But we know that before 1911 also, there were a lot of people living in this area. Actually, when Bingham, this American explorer, found Machu Picchu, he met two families that they were living in Machu Picchu already. He didn't tell this because, he wanted to get all the credits of the discovery of Machu Picchu. Now, thanks to the technology, they cannot hide this anymore. We got now records, even pictures of these families that they were living in Machu Picchu, in 1911. Of course, that nobody knows what was Machu Picchu. Nobody said, in fact, that Machu Picchu was a temple or a university or a festivity town, as many people think. Nowadays, we have to find our way. We have to use our senses, to say what Machu Picchu was. Unfortunately, the history is written by the winners, as you know. And the winners here were the Spaniards. And they wrote their history making us believe different things. Nowadays, we are trying to recover the oral history from the Quechua people living in the highlands. So they kept this oral history. Now, thanks to them, we are trying to reborn, reborn this culture, no? These people, the Quechua people. Um, so in Machu Picchu today, for instance, we are going to explore the exit of Machu Picchu with the Inca Bridge. And you are going to see that it's a very narrow path, not for many people, for very few people. No, so it means that in Machu Picchu was not a citadel. In Machu Picchu were small people living. There were people that need to be protected as well. That's why the location of Machu Picchu, no, and Machu Picchu have to be a secret place. You know that the Spaniards, they had many allies, many Quechua people, they were their allies. So no one of these Quechuas mentioned the name of Machu Picchu either, because they didn't know. So Machu Picchu was kind of an state secret, just for the aristocracy. No, but there were different eras in Machu Picchu. Actually, many people think that Machu Picchu was abandoned. Many people think that. But we know when Bingham was in Machu Picchu, he was digging out in different areas, and they didn't find the real stuff. They found what they call garbage, litter, pieces of ceramics, pieces of textiles, but not the real stuff. They might leave the city. So actually, Machu Picchu was not abandoned. Machu Picchu was moved.
It moved.
Right. So that's why they didn't find the real artifacts in Machu Picchu. So we know that the Spaniards came to Peru in 1532, but since 1525, these two brothers were fighting for power here. No? So we think that when the real Inca was losing the war, no, the university, all the students, they were told to leave. Because, you know, if you are a king and you are losing the war, you never keep running a university. No, all the students and professors, they were told to leave this place. And they left. And they had plenty of time to take everything with them. So they took everything with them. So Machu Picchu was not abandoned. They just moved. So means that Machu Picchu was quite empty for a few years. Once the Spaniards came in 1532, and the Inca lost the main battle in Cusco, the Inca left the city of Cusco with all his people, and they went to Ollantaytambo, the Incan fortress. And from Ollantaytambo, they moved down to the Amazon jungle, where they built the last Inca city called Vilcabamba. So on the way to Vilcabamba, we think that the Inca stopped nearby. And perhaps he said, I have a very weak army now. I lost many battles. At the end, I might lose the war. If I will lose the war, the chosen women will be taken by the Spaniards. And I don't want that. So the Inca, he knew that Machu Picchu was very well protected by the nature, hidden by the mountains, that the Spaniards would never come to this place. So he decided to send the chosen women to that area. You know, the chosen women, they were the most beautiful women in all over the empire. Even the Inca, with that strong power he had, he was not able to take as concubines to one of them. So they supposed to die virgins, you know, and they were wife of the sun god, and the Inca was protecting them. So the Inca, he decided to send them, you know. So it seems to be that Machu Picchu was taken as a refuge by the chosen women. And they were living there in Machu Picchu since 1539 up to 1560s. As they didn't have any children at all, they all died of different causes. So once the last person died, that was it. The vegetation took the city over, and we forgot about this place up to 1911. According to this osteologist, George Eaton, he says that 75% of the human remains they found in Machu Picchu were females. So that helps to prove that the chosen women could have taken as a refuge that place, no, Machu Picchu. So today we are going to see the cemetery of Machu Picchu, where many of these remains were found in the upper part, no, and yeah, we'll talk more about the Inca religion as well. There was a monotheist religion. For instance, you know, I mentioned that the Incas started at 1100 AD. So for almost 300 years, Cusco was in that small valley. At the end of the 14th century, no, that is when they started conquering the other kingdoms with the greatest Inca called Pachacutec. Pachacutec was considered the Alexander the Great of the Inca Empire. So he was a visionary. He was known as the Messiah also. No, it's amazing how he was considered the living God on the earth. So Pachacutec, before Pachacutec, the Quechua people, they were living in the animism ideas, giving life to something that they doesn't have life, rocks. They worship things that they were afraid of. They didn't know, and they were worshiping them. So then when the Inca Pachacutec came, he changed the religion. He said, we are not going to worship a rock. Rock is nothing if I won't move it. I am the one. So the one who gave me my life is my son, my father, my son God. No, he's the one who sees me every day, every day. So since then, the Quechua people learn about one spiritual God. And this is very important because I can match this with the Egyptians too. No, how Akhenaton was trying to change the religion with only one God, the same. But here it was much easier for the Incas to do that. In Egypt, we know that was impossible because, all these priests, just the last period of Akhenaton and Tutankhamun, just the last period there in Egypt. But here, there were not many priests as they have there. So it was much easier for the Inca to change the religion. And also, to make happy to the whole empire, the Inca did something amazing. He started to take the names of the spiritual gods of the conquered kingdoms that he had, and he put them all together. So the name of the spiritual god of the Incas is Apu Kontiki, Ilia Texemulioch Pachaliachachi Runakamachik, Pachacamac Huiracocha. So when the Quechua people heard this name by the first time, they asked the Inca, sorry, my lord, but can you tell us what is the meaning of Apu Kontiki, Ilia Texemulioch Pachaliachachi Runakamachik, Pachacamac Huiracocha? So then the Inca said, God. That is the meaning of all those words. If we start to translate those words, that is the conclusion that we are going to get. So that was the Inca religion. They have the spiritual God, they have the sun God, and they have the living God on the earth, who was the Inca. So that's why many historians, we say that the Incas reached this level of the Trinity, the Andean Trinity, which is basically the Catholicism nowadays, we can call it. So that's why we can see how the Spaniards convert these people into the Catholicism. It was very easy for the Spaniards because these people, they have that idea already in their minds about the Trinity. No? So that's quite different than the other cultures that we had in South America. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, the history written by the winners, and the Spaniards here, they wrote their history. And there was one reason for that. And as you know, this conquistador, Francisco Pizarro, he was not a scholar leading an expedition looking for a culture. He was only looking for gold and silver. No, he was not prepared really, to see a culture. But when he was coming to Peru, he went to see the king of Spain, Charles III, and his wife Maria Luisa de Borbón. So both of them says to Francisco Pizarro, and also to the Dominicans, the religious order that came with the Spaniards. The first viceroy, the first bishop that we had, Vicente Valverde. So the king says to these two guys, okay, yes, you can go to that area, you can go to Peru, but take care. Don't make a mistake. We don't want to kill another Cuauhtemoc. We don't want to kill another Montezumac, as your friends did in Mexico already with Hernán Cortés. As you know, the Spaniards were in Mexico too, in 1521. So the king says to Francisco Pizarro, so you go there, but take care, please. If you find a culture there, respect that culture. So Francisco Pizarro and the Dominicans came with that in their minds. They shouldn't destroy. But as I mentioned before, Francisco Pizarro was not an scholar leading an expedition looking for a culture. When he found this wealthy empire, he got blind and crazy. So that's why both of them, Dominicans and Pizarro, they wrote a letter to the king. And we still have that letter to prove that they said, sorry, king, but we haven't found a culture in this area. We met with the savage people. But these such savage people, we cannot call them even people. They are animals. So we think that in order to keep calling these people animals and savages, the Spaniards have to destroy all the evidences of culture that we have here. And that's what they did, unfortunately. No, they wipe out our culture. They destroyed our culture. No? And if you know that in Mexico, there you will find more records of the Aztecs that we got here of the Incas. Because, the ones that were in Mexico with Hernan Cortes were the Franciscans and Jesuits. And these religious orders are more in the education side. They are the ones who are educating people. No? So we know that before the Spaniards burned the last Aztec codices, one of these Franciscan priests with the name of Fray Diego de Landa. Fray Diego de Landa was the one who made the translation of the last codices of the Aztecs. So thanks to the Franciscans, people in Mexico feel so proud to be Mexicans because they know their history. They know everything about their ancestors. But here in Peru, we don't know. Unfortunately, what we have is the Spaniard history. So many Peruvians, they feel more proud to be Spanish than Quechua because we don't know about the Quechuas. Nobody wants to be savage. No one to be part of the animals, as you know. And that's what they were teaching in the schools. Even nowadays, so many times I have discussions with the teachers of my children at the school. That they came with homework. I help them to do the homework about the Incas. So when they come back, they get upset at me. My children saying, hey, Daddy, you are wrong. Incas were not doing these kind of things. No? But unfortunately, I can tell that the teachers of Peru are not teaching the real history, unfortunately. No? We need to rewrite the history. And then hopefully we'll find the Rosetta Stone and it will tell us, the truth of the Incas, really. So nowadays we are trying to do our best, trying to show our culture, but always we say that our culture is still alive. No? Not in the remains of the Incas, I would say in the people. The Quechua people are the ones who are preserving this culture, preserving the religions of the Incas as well. Even though that they are Catholics, we are living with these two religions in one, that we call the syncretism. We still believe in our Mother Earth, in our Pachamama. So we make offerings to her. And of course, we believe in Jesus Christ as well. In all the churches that we have in Cusco, we have to see all of them. All the local people of Cusco have to go to those churches, even though that we are not Catholics. If the people are not Catholics, they have to go to the churches. And that is not for faith, because as you saw, the Catholicism that we have here is not the regular Catholicism that you know. It's not the Roman Apostolic Catholicism. We create our own Catholicism, which is called the indigenous Catholicism. But in the view of real Catholics, this type of Catholicism could be sacrilegious because we are not doing the things that the Bible said. We are worshiping different saints. We still worshiping the Mother Earth, sacrilegious. It is amazing when we do the chantings in the masses in Quechua. We mention this name, Apu. And the name of the spiritual god of the Incas was Apu Contiki, Ilietrixemulio, Pachelachachi, Runacamachi, Pachacama, Huiracocha. So when we do the chantings in the churches, we say, Apu Jesucristo. So we still mention the name of the spiritual god of the Incas and Jesus Christ as well. So this is not because of faith of the people. So the religion that we are following now in Peru is because of the tradition that we have. And many people have to do that. Even the new generations, they have to follow the traditions of their parents. It's not because of faith, it's just tradition. So today we are going to go back to Machu Picchu, folks, and we are going to see this beautiful Inca bridge where we are going to have a little taste of the Inca Trail. Well, hope you enjoy this, my friends.
Omar, what was in the fifth rock? The fifth rock that you threw up?
Well, yes, later I had a dream with a shaman. The shaman, he appears in my dream, and he was telling me, Omar, that was great, because you throw up the temptation rock. So now you are not going to be tempted to smoke, or drink, or whatever. Indeed. It's about 30 years that I don't get drunk, I don't smoke, and I don't have this temptations anymore. So that was my last rock. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Go, Omar.